I'm alive. This is live. Welcome back to Real Fishing Road Trip Adventure. Let's see what we did last time. Not much. We fished. That's the kind of game it is. We fished. Or we fished them. I did say I'd play some of the Japanese to go into the names. Which I went into the Japanese. The names are all in kanji. No furigana. I got Shun is Shun. Neil is Asahi. And I really couldn't get Alice's name. Couldn't get the translator to work on it. If I will learn it, I'll put it down in the YouTube notes or something. And my desktop audio died. There we go. This audio balance good. I noticed in Dead of Night that the audio was way off, but I have to capture that one all weird and stuff. Wait, no, wrong language. But yes, you can play this in Japanese. And English. Not French. I also think I found, like, a cheat, hack, exploit, kind of, on how to fish. It's kind of easy. I don't know if it was intended or not. I'm gonna wait to save my stuff until I know, Alright. I'm so used to playing Monster Hunter, and in Monster Hunter I have it set up that A is cancel, and... Wait, no. Circle is yes, and X is no, because that's the way it was in Japan, because circle, okay. X, no good. Like, the PlayStation, see my camera a little bit better. Like, on the PlayStation, it wasn't arbitrary symbols. They actually had meaning. The triangle was like a menu coming out. Square was supposed to represent like a piece of paper or something, like a map, like you open your map or something. But, of course, in America, for some reason, they, like, flipped all the buttons around? Which doesn't make sense, because at that time, Nintendo was, like, the pretty much the only console that had a button set up like that. And A was confirm, B was cancel. It's just really strange. And I have no idea why they kept it that way. And I mean, in the United States. Like, why did they flip it? I don't get why they flipped it. I think it was explained, I may have read that, like, X means yes, and it's like, no it doesn't. X means no, X means bad. Anyways, let's go fishing. Enough about PlayStation controllers. But it's so good that I think on the, Mago salmon, largemouth bass. Do I want to catch all of the fish in a spot, or do I want to keep going with the story? I need a sea bream. If we get a little bit more, we can catch sea bass and sea bream. Or black porgies. What do I want? I don't know. Porgies or bass. Porgies, because I fucking hate bass. It's a sea bass. No, it's at least C+. And all those Animal Crossing jokes. So let's just fish up some stuff. Let's get some muns. I don't think position matters. This is kind of the hack, is you just keep tapping on R2. And, like, you basically keep tapping it until you can see the line turn pink. I'm surprised I'm catching anything, because I forgot to switch my bait out. Ah, ha 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 ha. I forgot it's that kind of game. Even though I think probably in real life fish aren't as picky. Like, there's probably no super ultra bait that if you don't use this bait, you won't be able to catch the fish. Ooh, that's a big one. Like, this, if you don't use this specific, like, I don't know, like a black wiggle bait, you won't get any fish. Because I'm sure it's like, you throw something in the water, the fish is either going to bite it, or it's not going to bite it. And while there are some lures that probably work better for some specific fish, like a spoon lure for some fish, I doubt that if you don't use the green mega spoon lure, you're not going to catch the, I don't know, whatever fish likes the spoon lures. Because, like, spoon lures kind of all look the same. And I've seen people fish with, like, some ratted yarn and a paper clip for a lure. But, like, this is a video game, so we have to make it that if you don't have the specific bait, you won't get the specific fish. I mean, I plan on playing, like, another fishing game after this. And maybe I can compare notes to be like, what do they suggest for this, like, to catch these fish? Like, in every game, you're gonna have a bass. It's just... unless it's, like, fantasy fishing, you're gonna have a bass, which... even in the fantasy fishing game, that's where I've been, is playing, this mobile game, Fish Island. It's not kind of a fishing game, it's a rhythm game with a fishing skin on it. Because you're less of, like, pulling your reel rod back and attacking a fish and, like, sliding and keeping line tension. And it's mostly just, there are circles. You press this part of the screen when the circle goes over the other circle. There are some times where you have to hold it because the circle slides. And then sometimes you will stun the fish, which you can just mash the screen and catch the fish. And in that game, let me see if I can remember his voice. It's getting dark soon, let's head back. I think I got it. If I'm gonna continue the story, I gotta remember my voices. Yeah, what's up, Yug? It's me, Jonochi. I mean, shit, what the fuck was he called in, Yu-Gi-Oh? I forget his English name. Joey. It's me, Joey. And that's not Honda, that's, I forget his name. We used to, like, beat the crap out of you because we were, like, we were, like, yo, bullies or something. You actually, like, sent us to, like, the Shadow Realm, but, like, we got better, because, like, we just got better. Because, like, I guess the author was totally like, yeah, maybe it was, like, really bad because we learned our lesson. But yeah, you remember when Yu-Gi-Oh was all about, like, murdering people? Like, doing horrible stuff to their minds? It, like, less about, I've got some cards, and you've got some cards, and we're gonna play with these cards. Okay, I need plastic and wood. Which button is Y? That's not the Y button. I used to like Yu-Gi-Oh, but then it was like just Duel Monsters, and Duel Monsters is kind of okay, but I kind of wish it was not just card game. I wish it went back to the old, oh crap, Black Porgy Popper. Like, let's look at these. Red worm is gonna be a red worm. Alright, I don't have enough to compare. But I have noticed when I play later in the game, like, I have it on my Switch. Like, I'll have one bait specifically for, like, crap, what was I catching? I was trying to catch this other fish. And it will specifically be like, this fish only can go to this bait. And it's like, I'm catching other trash fish. I think I'll make corn on the cob tonight. Like, the hardest to level up is probably Neil. Because you have to craft stuff. I mean, you do get some experience for collecting, but as you can see, there's not a lot there. Which, you gotta fish more to get more money, to buy more stuff, to craft more stuff. Always craft before you sleep, because you then can craft after you sleep. Not that I have anything to craft with. Also, I'm hungry. That growling noise was the satanic vortex in my closet. Totally not my stomach. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of those ghost hunting shows, and they're kind of ridiculous. Like, there's only a certain level that I can believe that, yeah, it was a real ghost. But, like, the dead files, seriously, like, it's like every ghost within a county is haunting your specific house. Also, you have a satanic vortex in your closet. Oh, and I forgot the best one. Aliens. There have been a few of those times where it's an alien from another dimension. And you're being abducted. And I'm like, I'm not past, you know, things from other dimensions, but like, specifically haunting your house? And specifically haunting you? Why? And I'm not past vortexes. Like, there's been a lot of history of various cultures about ley lines and how they intercross and stuff, so not gonna discount that. But it just seems that there's always a vortex. Like, and these vortexes are always negative. There's never a positive vortex. Yeah, the problem with the method I just described to use is that stamina. I kind of wish that like the 4 seconds I get or however much like the fish stops fighting doesn't count for my stamina. And also, if it's green, that it also wouldn't count because I'm just reeling in slack. Which, I'm not actually fighting the fish. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of ghost shows, and like, Dead Files, no. I just can't. But it's amusing to watch to see how, like, how messed up somebody's house can be. Like, you have like 5 vortexes and 50 ghosts, and like, you gotta move because the land is bad because Native Americans. Oh, and there's like 3 aliens. Other ghost shows I've watched, Kindred Spirits. The latest seasons have kind of been doing some BS. But, like, it's an okay show. I like it. I like the fact that they kind of go in with, let's be reasonable with the ghost. Let's try to communicate with the ghost. And, like, not everyone's house has, like, 50,000 ghosts, 5 vortexes, and 30 aliens in it. And they're all evil. So that's another thing on the Dead Files, is that it's all evil. Watched some, what is it? It's getting dark soon, let's head back. Also, he changed his shirt. Yay. I don't think any were quest size. Also, that's kind of a shitty haul. It's not Ghost Nation. What's the other one? Ghost Nation is the one that kind of took over for Ghost Hunters. There we go. Ghost Adventures, that's it. I watched a bit of Ghost Adventures. That's... The Adventures of Zach Bagans, or should I call him Snack Bagel, and his crew. Which... like, every time there's noise, it's like, dude, did you hear? Shut up, dude. Like, if there was ghosts talking to you, you've been shouting over them. Cause, like, it's always, dude, did you hear that? And they're jumping at everything, and it's always like, how long have you been doing this? It's like, oh, I was grabbed. And it's like, you should be used to being grabbed by ghosts and stuff. It's like your over-the-top reactions are honestly kind of not making me enjoy it, because whatever evidence you had there is gone. Not that I don't believe that they fake their evidence, because I've heard the Travel Channel makes them fake some evidence, which is kind of shitty, but it's also like, like some paranormal investigations, you're probably not gonna get anything, because the ghosts either A, aren't there, or B, they just don't want to be active. They're like, you know, it's a vacation day. But, of course, since they already paid to go to that location, you gotta have something to put on TV. Sorry. I don't know how to mute my mic. Like, it's one of them snowball mics, and there's no mute button. So where were we? Oh yeah, fishing some more. Wait a minute. I have a level up. Let's see what I can get on my level up. Stamina up. Yes, definitely. Ads and reels. Let me get less materials, more collection. And then more rods and reels. That looks good. Cook using less ingredients and super drinks. I think I want this. I want that, but later. And I can't do fried egg toast. Let's see, anything good? Yeah, but I need 5 more woods and 1 more plastic. Anyway, what was I ranting about? Oh yeah, ghost shows. Yeah, Ghost Adventures. It's just silly. And now I'm also watching the Holtzman Files, which kind of seems like half... like, half Ghost Adventures, half Kindred Spirits. Why? Which one's why? Microsoft, why did you also change the buttons in a weird way? Like, for what reason you put A button on bottom? No. I'm used to, like, X being to the left, Y being on top. I'm definitely used to Nintendo's layout. And there's, like... I just don't like games that don't allow you to change the icons, at least to, like, PlayStation. Ooh, that might be listing quest target. It is! Like, at least PlayStation, that's a good middle ground. It's, like, different enough for all controllers. Can't see him a line! I do plan to maybe, like, go backwards through the real fishing games. Because I am kind of enjoying this one. It's not a... It's simple. It's not... Like, the mechanics aren't what I really look for in, like, a fishing game, I guess. Not that I look for fishing games. But it's like a simple kind of rinse, repeat kind of game. I wish it was more of a visual novel than it is. That could have been its strong suit. Because honestly, catching the fish isn't, I wouldn't say it's not good, but it's simple. Crap. I'm running out of stamina. Oh joy. Got my first spam bot. You want to become famous? Let us install viruses on your computer. Like, come on, Twitch. They all say the same thing. There we go. I think I had link protection on. Some fishing games that I basically bought, like, LOL fishing game. was on the Wii, the Fishing Master game. And I was like, lol, fishing game. It's like, I forget, it was like $10 or $15. It's a very cartoony kind of fishing game. And it was, you know, with the way the Wii set up with like the nunchuck and the controller and stuff, it was like kind of an enjoyable experience. And I was like, this is kind of actually fun. And I like the cartooniness of it because it's not, there's not a seriousness of it. Like, I don't feel like I'm contributing to like the NRA or anything by playing it. Because, like, a lot of those games, I feel like you're getting into, like, the Hunters, NRA, that kind of thing, and it's like, no. Like, screw your Bass Pro Shop and Kabbalah. Kabbalah? Is it Kabbalah? I get a feeling it's not Kabbalah. But then I also get a feeling it is. It's that, like, outdoor hunting. It's getting dark soon. Let's head back. Gotta keep in character, you know. I think it is Kabbalahs. Maybe I'm pronouncing it right and it's not Kabbalahs, but more like Kabbalahs? Kabbalahs? I got 2 quest targets. Yay! Now we can continue with the story. I think I have enough stuff for the things. See, why do I have to buy fish? It's a fishing game. I fish. I catch the fish. How about we eat the fish? How about we shove the fish into our mouth, or, well, debone it and gut it and shove the fish into our mouths so we may partake of the fishiness. Like, they should at least give you fish. Come on. But we're only selling photos of fish. We're not actually eating the fish. As much as I like my, sprout rod. The green spiral rod. I must upgrade the bamboo cutter rod. I want to say having played the game, more of the game, that you can, I think, maybe upgrade all the rods to like double S plus or whatever, S plus. Eventually. So, like, at the end game, if there is an end game, if there's a post game, you can play with it whatever rod you want. Nothing? Really? Where the hell is she getting the corn from? Let's not ask that. Like, I totally found some corn in these bushes over here, and we're gonna eat that. Don't ask where it comes from, just, like, shove it in your mouth. It's bush corn. But that Fish Island I was playing, it's... Wow, that was so basic. Oh yeah, story. Story's happening. The ocean was so pretty. It felt so refreshing being out there. I'm glad the weather worked out for us too. I have to admit, I was a bit scared at first. Oh yeah. You seemed really worried, Neil. Are you afraid of the ocean? Well, this was a long time ago now, but I almost drowned at the beach when I was a kid. So, it kind of brought back some bad memories. So one thing every person should be taught how to do is how to float in water. Because even if you don't know how to swim, if you can float, you probably will survive. And the human body tends to want to float more than sink. I mean, especially the more fat you have on your body, the more you will float than sink. So if you're going to look at, like, that, you're less likely to drown if you have more pounds. Like, your fat to muscle ratio is bigger. You did? Why didn't you ever tell me? Just to add a side note, it was actually Shun's fault that I almost drowned. It seems like he's completely forgotten about it, though. Oh my gosh! Shun, you tried to kill Aki? What a horrible childhood friend you are! I'm gonna use their Japanese names, because why not? They're in Japan. If only I knew her name. Kill? I swear I didn't. Wait, did I really? Oh my god, I killed Aki. Aki! Your memory will live on in my mind. You did, but you were the one who saved me, too. What? How does that work? You, like, shoved his head under the water for a while, and then you, like, let his head up out of the water? You don't remember, Shun? Summer camp back in 5th grade, you were trying to show off to some girls from another school? Wait, you were like, what, 10 at the time? Oh yeah, I remember now. I bumped into you and you fell in the water. Wow, you're a horrible friend. Horrible. I get it, you don't need to say it so many times. You, like, tried to kill your best friend. But he saved me right after that. I only am, like, just scarred for life, partially. I guess I could say it's a good memory now that I look back on it. Yeah, and you had fun today, right? So you overcame your fears. Yeah, I guess. Hold on, summer camp in 5th grade. Anyway, the next fish we gotta catch is an imago salmon, right? That's right, an imago salmon bigger than 40 centimeters. We should be able to find them upstream. The recommended lure this time is a small red lure. Got it! Yay, points! I mean, I could do the small red lure. Or I could just do the small red lure because I don't have any other thing that also catches an imago salmon. Ugh. I still do like the fact they change their clothes every day. That is a small little thing that I can appreciate in this kind of game. Like, they didn't have to do it because it's kind of a budget game, but they did, and that makes it like all the better. Stamina, go! Fighting power, go! I should probably increase that too, because it actually sometimes helps. Let's make the chicken salads. Salads that which have the chickens in them. I think upgrading also is considered crafting? Yeah? I'm sorry, I can't craft anymore today. I did equip it, right? No, I didn't. I mean, it's kind of red. We're gonna be catching a lot of char. Or char. Or however you want to pronounce that fish. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to catch every fish at least once for the quest line. Anyway, Fish Island, as I was saying. It's more a rhythm game and less kind of a less kind of a fishing game. It has like the fishing overtones, like there are fish, you catch them. But it's very much a rhythm game. And it's very much an RPG game because you have armaments. You have your rod, reel, and lure, and, see, rod, reel, lure, and a ring? Some kind of ring? And a boat. And your boat. And a cannon. Because it's fantasy fishing, so why not, like, go after giant sea monsters? And you use your cannon on, like, the giant monsters and PvP, which PvP is also pretty easy. On that one, it's pretty much, well, you let the computer do all the work, except for, like, maybe once when you get to attack your opponent, like a super attack. And in that game, you have these things called spirits, which are, like, kind of pets that will beat the fish into submission for you. Because that's a thing. It's basically a really ridiculous, over-the-top rhythm game that's fishing themed. And you have fashion, and you have both equipping fashion to, like, up your stats, and you also have layered armor. What else is it called? Fashion slots, I suppose. It's where you can pay a small amount of money to, like, basically change the way you look. Like you equipped the really ugly looking set of equipment, but you use it to, like, equip, like, the way you want to look. The cool looking set of equipment that's, like, a lower level than your current equipment. Now, of course, being a mobile game, it's gotcha to all hell and back. There's gotchas for clothing, there's gotchas for spirits, there's gotchas for equipment. There's gotchas for crafting materials because you can craft stuff. Mostly you're gonna use it to craft boats and maybe cannons. But you can craft some of the fashion stuff too, but mostly all the stuff you need to craft it is, of course, the top level crafting stuff. So you might as well just take your chance on the gacha. Which I do have to say, that's pretty generous on giving you the premium currency stuff and summon cards for everything. It can get kind of I don't want to say grindy. It's got a bit of grind into it, but it's I guess what, like, unlike another game to where I'm grinding to get another level so I can beat this boss to get to the next part of the storyline. In this game, it's like you can grind for the storyline, or you can grind for your aquariums, and your aquariums produce items like bait and level up materials, and even the premium currency. But of course, that takes, like, some hidden fish, which hidden fish are kind of like the hard to get fish. But there's also a fish market where you can buy fish. Like, hopefully someone will be selling the fish you need for the aquarium. Which I've been selling all the somewhat, I wouldn't say maybe hard to get fish, but, like, specific fish for an aquarium. Oh, I did get my quest target. Yay, story! The only, like, well, I have, let's say, grind, yes. Like, grinding for story, grinding for levels to do the raid bosses and stuff, but I've been kind of ignoring them. Because, like, the stuff you get out of them really isn't anything all that to write home about. I'll buy more wood. I'll make fried egg toast out of just bread. Don't ask where the eggs come from. Just do not ask. The eggs, they're bush eggs. They come out of the bushes. I don't care if they were endangered animals. They're in your stomach now. Don't worry about it. survival of the fittest and all that mythical garbage. Which, honestly, survival of the fittest, as we know it, is honestly a myth. Most people think fittest to be, like, physically fit, but it originally was survival of the fittest, as most able to fit into the environment. That's what it originally meant. So, like, this whole idea, like, the thing that I gotta fight to the top of the pyramid to be the fittest and rawr, violence and stuff, that's not what it means at all. Oh hey Shun, the thread on your sleeve is unraveled. Give it. I can sew it up for you. Give it. Give it to me. Give it to me now. Huh? Oh, you're right, thanks. Oh, you know how to sew, Neil? Or Aki? He does, he's good at things like that. Wow, I would have never thought about you, Aki. I know, right? Hey, what's being wrong with good at sewing? You're in Japan. They're very, very gendered on what men and women can do. That's what's wrong with it. And to a lesser extent, the United States, because, I mean, we have Brogurt and Dude Wipes, and... I mean, Brogurt. Do I really need to say more? Like, it's fucking yogurt. Why? Why? We have Monopoly, but for girls. Why? It's still a capitalist game that honestly was supposed to teach you about how the banks are ruining everything. I would say, what are they gonna gender next? But honestly, they've gendered birth months. And that's, I think, as far as you can go. They've gendered something you have no control over. And honestly, sewing is a good skill to have. Nothing, man. Like, you know, you're cut out in the middle of the woods, bleeding to death. If you have something you could sew yourself up with, you might survive. Sewing doesn't always apply to fabric. Like, my mouse pad was coming separated, and I managed to sew some duct tape to it. Right? It's just surprising. I wouldn't have guessed that was something you could do. I'm telling you, this guy's always surprising me. He's got hidden talents for days, and, like, he's probably, like, the top #1 man that girls want to be with, because he's, like, useful in a domestic situation. Unlike me, who wants to be super manly and manly and not, like, do anything for myself, because that's all women's work and stuff like that, right? We're in Japan, right? That's not admirable of Yuaki. I wish I had half his talents. I'm no good at studying, and I'm no good at things that need fine details like sewing. I'm only good at fishing and eating. And I'm probably not gonna amount to anything in life because that's all I can do is fish and eat. Like, I don't even know how to put on my clothes or, like, buy clothes. Like, these clothes here, they were, like, provided by that shopman guy. Totally. But I can fish like nobody's business, though. Like, I'm totally not like a dolphin in human form. That's right, we all have our unique talents. I don't really consider myself talented at sewing, though. It's just one of those things I picked up due to necessity. I also look cute in glasses. That is another finer point that you don't have, Shun. Hey, don't sell yourself short. It's true, though. I think given enough time, both of you could become quite proficient in sewing. Now let's just go buy the sewing machine right now. Sewing really isn't hard. It's literally sticking a needle through the fabric, sticking the needle through a different part of the fabric, and pulling the thread. And depending on what kind of stitch you want, you can go back a little bit and put the thread through the needle through the fabric, and then go forward again. Or you could just keep going to like the next part, and there's different ways depending on how strong you want it. But it's not hard. You know, you might be right, Aki. Maybe I just need to practice more. Maybe, but for you, Alice. Maybe for you, Alice. But I'm hopeless. I could try for 1,000,000 years and not get any better. Listen, Shun, you deal with needles and thread all day. The hooks on the lures are your needles. The fishing line is your thread. Now, Shun, that's surely an exaggeration. I don't know, he might have a point, Neil. Don't discourage him like that, Alice, even though you might be right. Anyway, more importantly, what's our next fish? Let's see, Mr. Shopman said to go to the Great Lake. And the fish we're after are a smallmouth bass bigger than 35 centimeters and a lake trout bigger than 40 centimeters. And for the lure? For the smallmouth bass, we should use a grub, and for the lake trout, a trout spoon. Man, you're always on top of things, Aki, Neil, whoever. I like using the Japanese names because there's no reason to change people's names. Alright, I'll catch this. Oh, shit, I switched the. Wrong voice, man. Man, you're always on top of things, Aki. Alright, I'll catch those fish no problem tomorrow. Smallmouth bass and lake trout. I mean, I could go for a trout spoon. Or I could go for a trout minnow lure. Because with the grub, I can also catch the bluegill. Trout or bass. Let's get the bass out of the way. Should definitely at least get this. It's somewhat helpful. Definitely need like the crafting 2. Although I haven't found any reason to go beyond 2 yet. Like, what grub looks like that? Green with glitter, with gold glitter on it. Because trust me, I've seen lures. And they glitter. I know it's to catch the fish's attention, but like... green? I don't think I've ever seen a green grub. The most grubs I've seen are like white and brown. Anyway, Fishing Island. It's kind of a cool mobile game. For now. I don't know how long my patience with it will last. I mean, probably until I get my aquariums done. But it's generous with the premium currency so far. But like, how long is it gonna be before they just cut me off? And it's like, now you gotta pay. Definitely want to throw bass back in the river, because Animal Crossing has killed me to bass. Like, I just do not like bass anymore. And bass might be like a hard fish to catch or something, but it is like the most common fish in that game. And it's like the black bass in the rivers and then the sea bass in the ocean. It's like it'd be kind of funny in the next Animal Crossing with the sea bass, because you know it's going to be in there. Yeah, no. Other way. You catch a sea bass and it's like, oh, it's you again. With like an alternate of yup and another alternate of like maybe not again. Although it would be good to have a mod for Animal Crossing that like puts the names of the fish in like the water. So you could just be like sea bass, sea bass, sea bass, sea bass, sea bass. Oh hey, something that's not a sea bass. Something that I actually want to catch. Which... oh, bluegill. Hi, bluegill. Like, you can catch fish that your lure is not listed on your lure. But that's only because the game doesn't want to give you, like, the rare fish that's on your lure. It's that kind of game. Jet, no, wrong one. Considering I do play this on my Switch, yes! I'm so used to Nintendo controls. It's like, I want to say, how did Microsoft controls become the de facto one on the PC, but that's kind of pretty obvious. No! Fuck! Come on, fish. Yeah. It's probably the rare fish too. See, it's just silly that if I have that much slack on the line, why do I need stamina? Stamina should be when I'm fighting the fish. I think egg toast, you go through egg toast, like, pretty far into the game. That's like your main staple. Okay, I've caught the lake trout. I need the... No, I caught the bass. I need the lake trout. How long have I been doing this? About an hour. Alright, I've still got something. Does this do my uptime? No. I'll have to put that in there. See. I don't see how this... See. This and this are all that super different. But apparently it matters between fish. I think fish are like shiny. I want to eat that. Stamina is just, why? Like here, it's fine because I'm fighting the fish. But like, it's going green. And like, the more I have to, pause to catch my stamina, the more the fish gets away. You know, Shun, for fishing all of your life, you're kind of weak when it comes to, like, now. Come on. There we go. Use all my energy drinks on this damn fish. Although I really hate Animal Crossing fishing. I hate the nibble nibble bite. It's getting away. I can't go right anymore. Apparently, Shun can only reel so fast. X is up. X is always up. Screw you, Microsoft. Hey, I got a brown trout. Nice. You can only reel it in when you have line tension. Like I said, I mentioned that like hack I've done. It only works when you have stamina, and the way you get stamina is to increase your thing. And to increase your thing, you need experience. To get experience, you need the fish. Yeah, at least that bass is pretty big. At least we got more story. I think I'm gonna stop after the story. I'm getting really hungry. And I want food. And I know where food is. Screw you, 60% catch rate. It's not my fault. It's actually the game's. Oh yeah, definitely hungry. Oh wait, I didn't get the lake trout. It was the bass the whole time. Kono basu da. And if you don't know the whole, it was me Dio. It's the Kono Dio da. Kono is like a really weird way of probably referring to yourself, because most people would be like, Watashi wa Dio da. Like, well, no, maybe it's Kono Dio da. Kono watashi wa. That was me. Kono watashi desu. It was me. Anyway, Kono Dio da. It's like that Dio. It's that Dio. Like, he's the only Dio ever. Hard reel as opposed to easy reel or soft reel? I do like you get to see the reels actually on the rod. Hard reel. Real hard. Hard reel. Now in stores. Alright, after this one I'll go. I want that damn lake trout. Finish this lake off. Yay! I remembered where the X button was on the Microsoft controller. I got another damn bass. I have no idea what the colors mean on the materials. You probably can't see it because I'm in the way, but there's blue and green, and I don't know what the difference between the backgrounds are. Like, if one's rare or not. Yay, brown trout. But I need a lake trout. You're the wrong kind of trout. And I would say, like, throws back in lake. That's exactly what we do, because we only take pictures of fish. Now, apparently in America, they weigh the fish, and it's based on weight? Which doesn't make sense to me. Why, Mav? What doesn't make sense? Because, like, if your fish has not eaten, your fish is going to be lighter. If your fish has eaten, your fish is going to be heavier. And it could be between that weight that you win a contest just because your fish decided to have a lunch right before it bit on your line. Which, it's not quite fair. However, I'm pretty sure the length of the fish doesn't change like that dramatically after it's eaten and not eaten. That's a cute kind of fish, though. It looks cute. I would say I want to keep one as a pet, but considering how big they get, probably not. And of course people are gonna be like, we shouldn't keep wild animals as pets. Yeah, but they're also food. It's a trout, you eat it. And I would say if you're gonna eat it, you can keep it as a pet. And it's almost probably better to keep it as a pet because that means it's not going to die and be consumed. But only if you have enough room for the trout to live comfortably. Don't try and cram it in a small aquarium. Be that person that has like the weird aquarium that has bass in it. It's like, it's not a goldfish. What is that? It's a trout. Why? Trouts are in lakes and rivers. It's not like a pretty fish. It's a brown fish. People only want pretty fish in their aquariums. For really for you? Ah, you're just another brown trout. There are no trouts and lake trouts in this lake. So I guess there is some technique if like if you don't have enough stamina, you really do have to, like, figure out ways to make the line, to take up the slack on the line. Oh, who is attempting to call me? I don't know your number. Leave a message. Or not. You're probably not, because you're probably someone trying to sell me insurance, like a guaranteed warranty on my car? Seriously, they need to crack down on that garbage. Alright. Let's cram some egg toast in our face. And then sleep. And I will call it there. So, next time on Real Fishing Road Trip Adventure, we try to get a lake trout. It is a trout, that which is in the lake. But it's not the trout, that which is brown. It is the trout, that which is in the lake. Thanks everybody for joining me. That isn't a bot. I appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching it on the tubes of the U. I don't know when I'll be back. Like I said, I've been distracted by Fish Island. Sorry, but it's kind of like it's addicting. I know that I'll be burnt out on it eventually, and I'll be back here for all of you. So, take care of yourselves. Have fun gaming. Yeah. I don't have an intro quite yet. I'll think of one. Bye.